Welcome back to Hack City. Joe DeLeone, Sean Anderson, two former college football players from the University of Rhode Island, here to recap this week's action of FCS football. Reminder that today's episode is presented to you by our good friends over at FanDuel. If you're going to be betting on college football or the NFL the rest of this season, be sure to go and do it over at FanDuel. Any lines you're liking for Monday Night Football, Sean?
Monday Night still hasn't moved. Still Cowboys only by 3.5 points versus Vegas. How is that not that I know all the money has to be on Dallas in it, but it's still the right bet in this game.
I'm shocked that line hasn't moved, and if you agree with us that the Cowboys should be favored by a lot more, go on over to FanDuel, place a little bit of money down on it. Let's start by talking about Montana State with the really solid victory that they had over UC Davis, 38-17, another quality win added to their already impressive resume, knocking off a ranked UC Davis team. Caden Dowler had 2 interceptions and returned 1 for a pick 6, and they held pretty strong control of this game for most of the second half. Caden Pinnock struggled quite a bit, and we saw the Montana State offense do what they've done so frequently throughout this year.
Yeah, I thought I was going to see a heavier workload from the running backs from Montana State in this one. You know, if it gets dicey against another top-tier Big Sky opponent, I'm thinking, okay, let's lean on the bread and butter. But Justin Lamson stepped up. Decent in the pass game, 144-1. Rush game, he kind of turned it on, 11 carries, 97, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. He stepped up where they needed him. Hopefully, eventually, we get that 3-headed, 4-headed monster of the Montana State offense truly working on all cylinders, but a win is a win, and a good win against UC Davis just helps their resume out. We're getting the Montana State chatter out of the way here at the top. So to get you guys off of our backs, thank you very much. It's just setting up for a tremendous game between Montana State and Montana. 2 of the top Big Sky teams this year, and clearly 2 of the top Big Sky teams. UC Davis, I think, is rounding around in third, and it's a solid 3 team in this conference. I expect all 3 that I just mentioned to get in, but it's a 2-horse race at the top, and it's going to be a fireworks game after Montana State evaded slipping against UC Davis.
And now they've got a really compelling matchup coming up against Montana, who sits at the top of most rankings for the national rankings for the stats ballot right now. I believe they're number 2. So we're going to get this chance to have this collision course between, as it always is for the Brawl of the Wild, between these 2 teams that will really set the tone for who is going to be ranked higher in the final rankings, who's going to get the higher seed. I'm very, very intrigued by how that game is going to play out, which we will obviously be previewing on this week's preview episode coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a monster. And we caught a little bit of heat for mentioning that the Marker game was a really good rivalry, and then all the Montana people started coming out. Like, it's the Brawl of the Wild's the best FCS rivalry. They're both good games, people.
Did we say that the Marker game was the best one?
We were saying that it was a great one, and that was before the NDSU.
Was that in the comments of the video?
Yeah, they were not thrilled. We were kind of getting a little mocked about from Montana. Look, we know it's a huge game. We know it is. This is going to be as big of a Brawl of the Wild that we've seen in a long time, especially with Montana being legit, Montana State continuing their strong stuff. It's good, and I'm glad that it's had a nice lead up into the season. Just because Montana State rolled over a bunch of teams doesn't mean we haven't been tracking them and watching them. We're ready for them to play a big dog. They got across a decently sized dog in UC Davis. What we like?
Yeah, a formidable one. This was one of their most challenging games that they've had recently, and now it all culminates with the biggest challenge possible of your biggest rival deciding who wins the Big Sky and who's going to get the higher seed in the playoffs.
Yeah, who's getting a bye? That's a big deal. Who's getting a nice little week of rest before the playoffs really start? I think both of them. Even whoever wins in the first round is going to handle business either way. We're not going to sell it being, watch whenever we do our bracket show of whoever's playing the lower Montana team. But that is going to be a massive matchup, and one that I think we would have to preview here. So keep your eyes out on the preview show.
Not have to preview. We're good. we will be previewing that. There's that is going to be one of the biggest games next week, which I don't know if we'll be previewing the Idaho State game, just because the implications on it are much lower than anticipated. But just a reminder for everybody, we are going to be at Idaho State. I've gotten a couple of messages from people. I'm going to make a post, I think, on Monday, kind of reminding everybody, hey, we're coming to Idaho for the game. Would love recommendations for food, bars, everything that we're going to go to. We're very in and out, though. We're getting in in the middle of the day on Friday, and then we're leaving late on Saturday night. So no post-game celebration that we'll be able to be a part of, but we're going to definitely try to explore as much as we can on that Friday, which should be pretty fun.
We're cool dudes. We're easy to find. And then typically, what do people just say? Hacks? They just yell hacks, and then we'll look
at us.
Yeah, yell hacks, and we'll look, and we'll say what's up. I'll give you a high five. Yeah, it's a nice time.
Western Carolina pretty much pushed themselves out of any playoff conversation, losing to ETSU 52-35. Teron Dickens had a pretty solid game, but he was outmaneuvered by this ETSU passing attack that, with two different quarterbacks in, still managed to just completely light up this Western Carolina secondary. They had a really rough go. Jacoby Criswell had 3 touchdowns, but then Jackson Bird came into the game with 10 minutes left in the third quarter after Criswell hit his head and his helmet came flying off on a 20-yard run that he had. And then, Jackson had a lot of really big plays when he was thrown into this game. He threw a 5-yard touchdown pass that took a 30-28 lead, and they just started to really separate from there.
I guess it's a healthy program if your starter and your backup can both throw 3 touchdowns in the same game.
For real.
ETSU, good win. Western Carolina, disappointment. This is disappointing. Western Carolina was supposed to be a surging star that was just going to sneak in. I know that the 0-3 start was really rough. Mm-hmm. They catch heat in the meat of the season. And you were just supposed to sneak in and be a dangerous team to whoever you played in that first round. Taking this loss to ETSU is brutal. And they got torched on defense, and it finally came to roost. Western Carolina's defensive woes have been hurting them all season. The offense has been stellar. It's like the Bengals in Western Carolina. It's rough. I mean, the ETSU, 2 wide receivers, Jeremiah Harrison and Hakeem Meggett, torched them. 100-plus yards each, 2 touchdowns each. Not sustainable. And I was hoping it was. I actually thought for the FCS, the Western Carolina offensive prowess was going to be good enough to beat just about anybody. It's not. You got to show up. You can't give up. You can't let 50 points get dropped on you in the second to last week of the season. This is a brutal loss for them. This is really, really tough. And the pollsters and the people, they're going to have some real tough decisions to make about Western Carolina, what to do with them, because
it's say that like we're not the pollsters.
I know. I've been.
Oh yeah, those people are gonna have to figure it out.
Off on them. My toils are my toils.
Me?
Yeah, you got a long day, buddy. This is
figure it out too.
Oh gosh, I'm in the weeds. It's rough because I'm so in on the offense. I'm so in on Teron Dickens. I'm so in on them being able to just score and score.
They don't have a defense.
They don't have a defense. And it's a full game. And, you have to play offense, defense, special teams. I might be the first person ever to say that into a microphone. You guys are hearing it. I mean, innovation coming out of this show today. It's a really, really tough decision here with Western Carolina. You got to get this win against ETSU.
Reminder that today's episode is presented by our good friends over at FanDuel. If a couple weeks of college football left for the regular season, for playoff season, make sure you go and place those bets over at FanDuel. We got to give a lot of credit to our Rhody Rams. This one was awesome. We have to show a little bit of non-bias, but they absolutely smoked the shit out of Maine. 45-13.
Dump them boys. How'd that taste?
Dude, I called them fraudulent. They were fraudulent. You know what this was kind of like? It was kind of like the Pitt Notre Dame game where you looked at it coming into the week and you're thinking, oh, both these teams have good records and things look pretty good. And they got a couple of solid playmakers. But one team was a lot better than the other because the other one was playing a cakewalk schedule and the other team was challenged at a bad loss, a really frustrating loss. But this URI team, I think, flexed its muscles. I think a big separation for me is that they showed not only are they defensively dominant, one of the best defenses in FCS football, but they've really caught their rhythm as of late for having one of the most explosive offenses as well. That was a big issue for them, is that they were toiling with these close games. And then now we're to this point where, you put up 58 on Albany, you put up 45 on Maine. Antoine Littlejohn Jr. had a career high 202 yards rushing. He scored from 2 yards out on their first drive and then also tacked on a 52-yard rushing touchdown at the end of the third quarter. So they just pulled away. credit to Dante Bishop, who had a touchdown reception, offensive lineman.
That's awesome.
On a 2-yard catch with 41 seconds left in the first quarter. That got me fired up. It kind of disappoints me knowing that you were the 6th offensive lineman in back when you were playing for a period of time. And this could have been you, man. You could have been mossing some dipshit in the end zone.
Look, soft hands. I would have got right in there. I would have gone up and got it.
What could have been? Did we have a play like this?
I think we had a play for Steiny. We had a play for Murph. We had a play for Dino. It wasn't, hey, let's get Fatty McDumperson out on the field and give him a shot to score.
You had good hands, though. I don't know.
Look,
you weren't able to move.
If we were doing anything with me, I would have liked to do the tackle, catch, double pass, where then I unlock the rocket arm and throw it across the field.
Is it possible? Is that legal?
I'm not sure. I think we could have done it.
Send you in motion, in orbit motion.
Oh, I'd be rolling. You know what I would have done, in all honesty? If I was in orbit motion, get a pass, I would have thrown it across my body like Favre in the championship game versus the Saints.
Actually, wait. No. We need to send you in like one of those pivot motions where you come. You open up, you come back towards the quarterback, and then you plant, and then you come back like you're running out to the flat, so you get wide.
Joe, there's only 25 seconds on the play clock. I'm not fast. We would have had to start the play at 20 seconds for me to go 40 yards down and back.
I just think of the execution by these shifty receivers and running backs that it requires so many cuts to come down and then out, and then we could have been doing that with you. You could have been airmailing a ball. We would have ran that.
Come on.
And then when you just launched the ball 30 yards over the head, we could have gotten really creative. You could have thrown it to Murph. Is that allowed?
Oh, that would have been awesome. Yeah, Murph.
Who was our left tackle at the time, for anyone who's wondering.
Motion is it's a bad place to be. I would have loved
Will Fleming would have never mind, I'm not going to be. No, he would have still been the OC if he called plays like that.
Oh my gosh!
Shout out Coach Will Flem.
God, this is a great game. I would have loved to have scored against Maine. Screw Maine, hated Maine. Maine's had a fine year. I'm not going to discredit their season. I just shouldn't do that. They've had a good year, and I thought in this game we mentioned that Maine had a couple really good running backs. URI held them to 45 rush yards in this game. That's impressive. I mean, these guys were going tit for tat all season. Big game, big game, big game. 45, you hold them. You got Free Smoke Queese, Marquise Buchanan.
You happy with him stealing your nickname?
I'm fine with it. I mean,
is that allowed?
They were calling Lorenzo Thompson Smoke Jr. after I left. Yeah, he had a big ass and big thighs.
But they were doing that. For context, Sean's nickname at Rhody was Smoke because of all the fights that he would get into at practice. Lorenzo Thompson getting Smoke Jr. is at least a connection. He should be Smoke the Third, not Free Smoke.
Well, if I see Marquise,
hit him up, DM him. Hey, man, you stole my nickname. You're Smoke the Third.
Sure. He had a good game, 6 catches, 138, a touchdown. He's had a really good season. He's had a season where it's a little AP-ish. It's a little where you
well, he's the first Rhody receiver to have over 1,000 yards since I think the 80s.
You put a big season like this together, you get some looks. It's good. It's a really good situation for him. Farrell's been good. He was solid in this game. A humble 220-2. It's a good program. I'm happy with the health of the team. I think they could win a game in the playoffs, and then we're gonna let the chips fall as they may. But it's a really good season for Rhode Island. Happy for them. Screw Maine, but good season, Maine.
It wouldn't shock me, by the way, if we didn't see Marquise Buchanan on an FBS program if he doesn't declare for the draft. Which I think he should take advantage of the opportunity to make the leap. It's always something I advocate for. Play your 4 years at the FCS level, build up, grow, and leave the program better than you left it, and then take that shot. Go play for an FBS team that needs some juice at receiver. It would be really awesome to see, and we would absolutely root for him. That's one thing I never understand the getting upset over guys leaving. Desmond Reed representing Western Carolina at Pitt has been one of the most amazing things. It's been so cool, and I thought there was just so much pearl clutching with that. That was one of the worst examples. Like, how dare you say that Desmond Reed is going to enter the transfer portal and leave? If he puts his time in and helps the program get better, and he drew national attention at the FCS level for Western Carolina, go move on and get even more national attention. Every time during the broadcast, it's brought up Desmond Reed, the Western Carolina transfer. It does more good than it does harm. I think that we need to be more attentive to that and the current version of college football with player movement.
I was only clutching pearls about that because they were talking about it in like
were you
October.
one of the people that were?
But I'm completely cool with the transfer up. I'm super cool with it, especially with how picked apart FCS is going to get anyways every single season. I'm fine with it. I didn't like that those conversations were starting at like week 5 and it was in the year. Like I just didn't think that's good for a team that's still winning and still playing ball. Like, okay, if you're a 1-8 team, you got one dude that could go play at the next level, fine, talk about it, make a discussion. But if you're in the hunt and you're actually trying to play for some wins, win an FCS championship possibly, I just think that it doesn't help the locker room very much. But it's a small qualm in the grand scheme of things.
South Dakota and SIU had possibly game of the year, or if not one of the games of the year. This game was absolutely batshit bonkers. Put that one on a quote graphic. Who's got ties to South Dakota media people? Can you guys send that to them? This game was batshit bonkers. Let's see if we can get that on a graphic. Somebody else put that on a graphic. Lorenzo Fenner had a fantastic performance in this, caught 6 passes for 130 yards and 3 touchdowns. He had the game-sealing 2-point try. The way that this thing played out, South Dakota, whose season's been kind of on the ropes, they're in must-win playoff territory right now. Every single game is a playoff game at their 8-4 record. They rallied from a 10-point fourth quarter deficit. Fenner caught a second touchdown in the game with 4 minutes to go in regulation to tie it, and then Will Leland hit a 32-yard field goal to make it 34-31 with 1:10 to go. Then, of course, the Salukis marched down, and Paul Geelan, that's a great kicker name, I don't know why, he ended up hitting a field goal from 36 out to force it into overtime, and then they traded touchdowns through the overtime periods, eventually getting to this point where Fenner had the game winner.
Yeah, awesome game here. Aiden Bauman showed up. DJ Williams, that's my DJ, showed up. He hurt me. I needed this one from SCS. I took a bath in FC estimates this week. A lot of the close games.
Oh my God.
I took a
you didn't have to jump. You didn't have to. Oh no, guess who won? Presbyterian did, bitch.
It's good, dude. You're the worst. SIU played their hearts out in this game. Great game, DJ Williams. 303 yards, 4 touchdowns, 89 rushing yards also. Bauman throws for 5 and 300. Welcome back, I guess. South Dakota, they ran the ball well. Carson Fletcher, LJ Phillips. No, it's been the LJ Phillips show all year. Carson Fletcher just said, hey, I want to turn today. They combined for 196 and a touchdown. It's a good game. It's a good win. South Dakota keeping it alive. This is where we're in the pocket now. November is good football. Teams playing for everything. South Dakota knows their season's on the line. They get a gritty one. SIU's had a really weird season. A lot of good wins, a lot of weird losses. It's been a very good. I think both teams should be proud of their seasons. Both teams are probably going to end in a disappointing fashion. I don't think South Dakota wins everything. I don't think SIU wins everything. But from my standpoint, they both put together a really solid year and exceeded my expectations for both of them.
This is weird. I don't think I've ever seen a program's last game be played the weekend before the last game of the season. That was the last game of the year for South Dakota.
Really?
They're 8-4 now.
Do they have a cancellation or something?
No, they just, the way that they didn't schedule a bye week until the end of the year. They played, if I'm reading this correctly, did they play continuously? September 27th to October 4th. Is there a Saturday between those 2 days?
September 27th, October 4th. That's 7 days.
Okay, and then the 11th, the 18th, the 25th, November 1st, November 8th. These madmen scheduled 12 straight games. How is this allowed? What? That shouldn't be allowed. How am I the first person who's noticing this?
7.
They played 12. You shouldn't be allowed to play. First of all, I don't know how you play 12 straight football games and not get completely worn down. Credit to them. They're a playoff team. We need to reframe what I just said. They're a playoff team with this win now. But the other side of this, how is that fair that they get a bye week right before the playoffs?
That's insane.
That is, talk about what's batshit bonkers. How was that allowed to be pulled off?
I've never seen nothing like that.
Can somebody tell me what do I need to talk to?
What are we missing here? Because this is rare. Oh, them boys are going to have themselves a Thanksgiving, aren't they?
Honestly.
Just lean back and have it and kick your feet up. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, they literally just punched their ticket into the playoff. I don't know what to do with that information. I do know what to do with this information. South Dakota State might have just played themselves out of the playoffs. 4th straight loss, 35-21 loss to Illinois State, who is seemingly securing their spot. Tommy Rittenhouse had a really solid performance, 3 touchdowns, ran for 1. He threw for a 10 and a 2-yard touchdown pass. And then there was a 5-yard pick 6 by Patrick Bauer in this game that really built up a pretty wide victory.
I'll take a crack at it. I saw you skipped it. I'll take a crack at it.
Sabakowitz.
Daniel Sabakowitz. 3 touchdown catches in this one for Illinois State. Illinois State's got some players. It's a good squad. I was ready to during 1 week in every month of the season, I've been ready to write off Illinois State and say, you know what? They just don't have it this year. And they continue to stick around, continue to win big games. Good for that program. Good for the Redbirds. I mean, just really good fight throughout the year. South Dakota State, brutal. This is brutal. This is a brutal fall off for the Jackrabbits. I know how hard it is. I know what it's like when you have a backup quarterback. I know what it's like when you have a starting quarterback that elevates your team where you can beat just about anybody. And this drop-off is just one that kicks you in your teeth, and you're getting kicked in the teeth this year. You're going to have to take that medicine, and you're going to have to just try your best. Like that's the situation. I can't offer any like good, better thoughts for the situation than this is just really bad for them. This is a team that has played themselves out of playoffs in the last 4 weeks. That's a really tough pill to swallow. It's a good program still. I still believe in the program. They have the bones. They have what they need. It's just the quarterback play hurt them down the stretch. Jack Henry, 2 picks. It's going to hurt you against Illinois State. It will. It's a tough scene for them.
They do have a game against North Dakota coming up. So they're still live in the hunt. I still can't find a damn thing about Chase Mason and not having Chase Mason. If he theoretically came back, this is one thing that's key here. If he came back for North Dakota, they clearly need him, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just plain and simple as that. If he comes back, they beat North Dakota, they'd have a win against North Dakota and Montana State. They would have a good resume. I would argue that they would still deserve to be one of the last teams.
I would jump on that argument also. I'd say this team with Chase Mason is vastly different than without. And that with Chase Mason, they're a team that can win playoff games, that can beat teams handedly in the playoffs. That the team that has lost 4 straight is not indicative of the squad that would be with their starting quarterback. And honestly, you get a lot of fight, you get a lot of pushback. Does the regular season matter or not? Yeah, look, it matters if you got the guy that can actually take you to the Final Four of the FCS playoffs, which is what I believe South Dakota State could be with Mason. It's just dependent on if he's back. That is the argument. There should be nothing else. This is the FCS. We all have to understand the full context of the situation and what would happen and does happen with South Dakota State with a full healthy squad.
We will lay out the full standings races, by the way, on the midweek show. So stay tuned for that. But Sean, could you drop us a Grimace conference standings update?
It's just a brutal week for Grimace. 6-10, week 12. 6 wins in the Grimace, man. That's bad. The conference needs to be better down the stretch. That starts with us, I guess, getting in their ears and letting them know they need to be accountable.
Lock in.
Let's start with the people on the teams on the good side. Tarleton gets a win. Holy Cross gets a win. Furman, ACU, Alcorn, thank you, and SFA get wins. SFA gets a huge win against Lamar, by the way. That's massive for the conference. Now, the losers. The losing losers that hurt our conference this week. Western Carolina, Stonehill again. Albany, 10th loss of the year. You guys stink. Tennessee Tech takes the loss to Kentucky. Have to include you, even though you've been a pillar of the conference. St. Thomas, UNI, they both lose. Northwestern State, terrible season, lost. Weber, bad season, lost. North Alabama and Central Arkansas, all
This is a bad year for Grimace. We've got like 2 teams holding up the conference.
We do.
3. No. Yeah, because we've got it's Tarleton, Tennessee Tech, and SFA has been really solid. And now
ACU, number 1 in Grimace overall wins record, 3-0 in the Grimace Conference, 7-4 overall. Tennessee Tech and Tarleton follow up. Tarleton picks up a Grimace win against this week against North Alabama basement conference team. So they're 2-1 in Grimace, 10-1 overall. Tennessee Tech 10-1 overall, 1-0 in Grimace still. I mean, it's still weird. Like, we still have Northwestern State 1-10 team that's 1-0 in the Grimace this season. The bottom of the barrel, Furman stunk it up this season. Western Illinois, bottom of the barrel, Alcorn. North Alabama, probably the worst Grimace team that we have. 0-3 in the Grimace Conference, but our champions, the teams that we're rallying around, if you are a Grimace supporter, we are rallying around ACU, Tennessee Tech, Tarleton. We like SFA also, but they're 0-1 in Grimace. 9-2, 0-1 in Grimace. We have to note that the conference play matters. Let's close it out. Get a little fat on them.
Yeah, let's get fat stats.
Monmouth quarterback Frankie Weaver. Oh, it's not just the Derek Robertson show. Oh, Monmouth, their offense just knows how to play ball. 19-27, 428 yards, 6 touchdowns. Harvard quarterback Jaden Craig, 28 for 45, 390 and 3 touchdowns. UNH quarterback Matt Veza, 27-36, 328, 5 tuds and a pick. Braden Atkinson from Mercer had a big day, 326 yards, 5 touchdowns and a pick. Youngstown State quarterback Bo Brungard. He brunged on him. He brought the brung. 264 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, ran for 90 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. 6 touchdown day, casual, humble for the brung. Lafayette running back Kente Edwards had a big day, a monster day. So fat, dude. First of all, I was so fat on Saturday, full of steak, full of beer, full of just meatballs and everything. It wasn't even close to as fat as Kente Edwards. 265 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. Duquesne running back Taj Butts in a huge win against Central Connecticut
What's
State.
His name?
Taj Butts.
How do you spell Butts?
Butts.
I'm just now finding out there's a guy named Taj Butts.
Taj Butts from Duquesne, 14 carries, 254 yards, 3 touchdowns, an 18.1 yard per carry average.
How am I just finding this out now?
Game.
He was at Missouri.
URI running back Antoine Littleton Jr., 21 carries, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns. There was some phonetic discourse about his name pronunciation in the URI chat, so that one tripped me up a bit there. Southern Utah running back Joshua Dye. Did Jack O'Mara take the worst picture of the Maine field ever? Clean your camera before you take a photo of a field. Jeez Louise. I know the press box windows are weird. Take a better picture, Jack. Be better. Southern Utah running back Joshua Dye, 39 carries. That's fat in of itself. 181 yards, 3 tuds. Monmouth running back Rodney Nelson, 23 carries, 163 yards, 3 touchdowns. Indiana State wide receiver Rashad Rochelle, who's put together a really good season. 6 catches, 224 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 more. Charleston Southern wide receiver Rashawn Cunningham, 7 catches, 216 yards, 1 touchdown. Close it out with Colby Katzis of NAU, 6 catches, 148 and 3.
I'm compelled to go with Butts because of his name. I'm not going to. But I've had a lot of nickname ideas that are swirling in my head. I wish he was on our radar sooner. I wish Duquesne was a more prominent. How did we have Taj Butts, but now I'm finding out about him?
Because Duquesne hasn't done anything all year.
Week 12. Yeah, I don't care.
They just had their win of the year. His
name is Taj Butts.
Well, Taj Butts effectively keeps Mercyhurst and the Lakers out of the playoffs.
They're the best 4-7 team.
5-6 now, pal.
Oh, so they're better than I thought that they were. They could finish 6-6. We already talked about this. Oh no! Wait, they're 5-6. So they go 6-6. Taj Butts, the GOAT.
Who are you going? Are you going with Butts?
Weaver? Give me Weaver.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a hilarious trope that we're at this point where it's just like, hey, insert Monmouth quarterback here.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going with Taj Butts. That's a big day. 18 yards a carry. That's really good stuff there.
Put you on your butts. Taj, put you on your butts.
You see, now I'm getting no, I don't know. We can't start.
At Joe DeLeone, at Samson Radio, at Hack City Pod. Go about your day. Do whatever you want.
Thanks for listening.